Hey guys, welcome to Fed Forum. We all survived. We're all here. This is great. Welcome to Nuvitek's panel. Today we're going to be talking about digital innovation meets the impossible. So let's kind of do a little survey. Just so you guys know, this is group participation. So I expect everyone to participate. So if you're a government employee and you're working with impossible modernization, jumping through all kinds of hoops, raise your hand. Oh yeah, we got some folks. And if you're a ServiceNow resource and employee and you're doing some amazing things with the product, helping your government customer, raise your hand. Lots of good things. And if you're a ServiceNow partner and you're helping your government customers do the impossible, raise your hand. Great. So as we know, when we're looking at modern IT, legacy systems, moving to a platform, how many have started a project and thought this is going to be impossible, right? Whether it's requirements gathering or budgets or multiple stakeholders or product owners or just the pushback to change, it seems impossible. Some might say it's a form of magic to get something successful. So today we're going to talk through with some of our government employees. I want to introduce them. Thank you so much because I know you did the impossible to get here today. Cheers for government customers that were able to come to the event. We have Todd Lennox from the USDA. We have Brent McAloney from NOAA. And for those of you that know Smit Patel, he's our Director of ServiceNow at Nuvitek. I also want to introduce you to Adam Stone. Now, Adam Stone is a magician in real life. He is a mentalist. So today we want to talk through where IT modernization on ServiceNow is magical, right? And how that interfaces with the ability to understand people, work together, understand the product, picking the best vendor to be able to support the mission. So today we want to talk to you kind of how Nuvitek's doing that for our customers with the product line PSDS. For our PSDS folks that are in the room, we love mission critical work. We love using that portion of the platform. So thank you very much. So with that said, if everyone will give a nice big cheer from Adam Stone, I'm going to turn it over to him.
Thank you so much. Hello, how are you guys doing today? So all of you, as you guys came in, you had the opportunity to write down a question, something that you are facing in the world today. And we have them mixed up in this bowl. I'm going to try to connect with one of these slips to the person that it belongs to. Just like Nuvitek, I love to connect with people, and that's how we're going to begin. So if you wouldn't mind, go with this right here. If you could all stand up on your feet, I'm going to try to find this person. So what I want you to do is I just want you to think through that question that you had, just in your mind, just mentally go through what it means to you, where you are when you're dealing with whatever this problem is, and I'm going to try to locate you. Very good. It's a lot of skepticism to start off with. I don't know about that. Okay, but I feel like this is not yours. You can sit down. It'd be nice if it was someone up front. I was hoping it would be yours. It is not yours. I don't think we're in this gender. You guys can sit down this section here. You stay up for me, please, sir. It can't be you. You guys were. If you're with Nuvitek, you can sit down. Unless you filled out a question, then I might be in trouble. No, you can sit. It's not up front. You guys can sit here. I don't know. You can sit because you threatened me if I brought you up on stage. So even if it is yours, we're going to pretend it's not. You guys can sit. No. I think this side can sit. I think we're over here. It's not you. You can sit. No. No. And you two back there can sit. You can sit, sir. I think this belongs to one of you two. Right there. I'm getting you, sir. Would you please join me up on stage? You can take your seat. Give him a round of applause as he makes his way up. Yep. Oh, yeah. Sorry. And I'm going to bring you right up, and I'm just going to grab a pad of paper. I'm Adam. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And we haven't talked. We haven't met. We haven't anything like that at all yet.
We
correct?
have not. No.
Okay. And you are. You're hiding your name tag on me. That was what I was going to cheat. So, Kyle, very nice to meet you, Kyle, with ServiceNow. Excellent. I'm going to have you stand here. So I do need to connect with you a little bit first. It's good when you're dealing with people to do that. So I want you just to think through, let's get a little bit of personal information, if that is okay. We'll go with birthday?
December 10th.
Okay. But like in your mind, that would be good. Don't say your year then. Just keep to yourself. We'll shoot for the year. That's good. I don't get credit for that. Yes. Okay. I want you just to think through the year and actually come up here, put one hand on top of mine, and we're going to just time travel to that year you were born. I want you to imagine we're going back farther and farther and farther until we get to that year. Not that far back, but that is good. Okay. I am going to go. I have a year written down. For the first time, what is the year that you were born? 1990. Excellent. Very good. Right there. 1990. Excellent. So you had a question, and you remember the question you wrote down?
I do.
So I just want you to think through that question and just the words that are in there, and I'm just going to try to pull that from you as you are going through, okay? Okay, tech-related, what do you know? Hold one hand out for me. Are you right or left-handed?
I'm left-handed.
Left-handed. Oh, that's the problem. There we go. It's always the lefties. I'm sorry. Go right there, and I just want you to imagine you're writing down this question again. Okay. I think it has to do with I think it's probably a question that a lot of people have that they are interested in. I think your question has to do with something with access to data. It's something along those lines. Is that correct? Excellent. Very, very good.
My question was, how can I get easier access to my data?
Easier access to your data. Fantastic. Okay, Kyle, I'm a mentalist, but I have no idea how to do that. That's where I have to turn that over to Nuvitek. I'm going to have you, if you don't mind, come over here and help me with something, and we'll toss the question to Smith, if that's okay. Give Smith a round of applause. Mix through the bowl.
Alrighty. So that's a tough question, right? With every agency having legacy system, disparate data, how do you make sure that you have that in one system, right? ServiceNow being that system, you have a couple different options. One of them would be Workflow Data Fabric, right? That's new and latest, and that is what is needed for your agents or agentic AI or generative AI to work, right? So that is something I would go with. If you want access to all your data from different systems, use Workflow Data Fabric, and then get it all in the same system and go from there.
Excellent.
Does that answer it? All right. Cool.
Wonderful. Okay, we're going to do this next one a little bit differently. Kyle, if you could pull a couple out of the bowl, make sure they all are different. It's not some kind of trick. And all different, seem all different. Fold them up for me. Just tuck them right in here. Okay. Yeah, no blank ones. Just, yeah. Excellent, right there. Perfect. Give Kyle a round of applause. Kyle, you can sit down.
Thank you.
Okay. And so I wanted to work with you so very badly, so I'm very excited to. But because we talked before, I wanted to try it a little bit differently. So I have, Kyle has picked out 3. I want you to select any one you want. And I want you to read that. I want you to imagine that as your question. And we're going to try to get that from you. And if you don't mind, just come right up on stage. Give her a round of applause as she makes her way up. Okay, don't read your question off, but just in your mind, I want you to do that. If you want to head over to Smith, we will try to pull that out of your mind, okay? Okay, got it, committed, very good. See, serious, that's what we needed. You are dead on for this. Okay, so try to break the question into parts so we're getting that. And just in your head, okay, it's a longer one, I think. So it does involve government. It does involve AI, I think. Those are your 2 big pieces. Is that what you're so far? And then something with that, I think you are I don't think it's one thing. I think it's two, perhaps two. Is it? Okay. That's not what the question was supposed to be. I think you are something with, I think it's something with security, keeping things safe, keeping data safe, and maybe user access? Is it something like that? Hey, very, very good. Excellent. Is there more on there, or is that, was there? There is. Okay, think of just the last thing. Don't say it. We'll try to get there. Okay, so you did smile a little bit. Is it something, maybe something humorous that they put? No. Okay. I'm not sure. I feel like there's something, maybe like, I might be wrong, but I think like a hashtag. Is there a hashtag on there? Is there? Okay. AI will take over. AI will replace us. AI, something along the lines of that. Is that right? Excellent. Very, very good. Fantastic. Give her a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. You are done. Yes.
How should government handle AI and its use cases and its access to the data? Hashtag AI is our replacement.
We will take that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Very good.
So that's a tough question, right? Everybody wants to know in the government what's going to happen with your data, right? What are the training models that this AI is taught on? So there's a couple different ways I think you could tackle this, right? The main thing you need is you need a governance structure, right? You need to make sure proper policies are in place and procedures before you even go on your AI journey. And the next step with that is you need to make sure that what are you trying to solve with AI, right? Are you trying to increase productivity? Are you trying to be more efficient with agentic AIs? Are you trying to have somebody work 24/7 that is not you? What are you looking for from the AI side? So that's the next step that I would recommend that you do. And the last one would be making sure that you do an MVP, right? So don't give access to everything. Like start with a small use case, whether it's, automating an HR workflow or making sure if a citizen is filing a report for a pothole, you have an automation in place that dispatches field engineers, right? Start small and then make sure that treat AI as, need to know, right? Don't give it access to everything. Do more of a need to know basis type procedure. And then as you have good results and good metrics based on that, then you could go on to the next step. So I think those are a couple of ways you could handle user access. You could handle how to deal with AI at your agency. Hopefully that helps.
And Brent and Todd, I know both of you are dealing with IA questions, both from a technology perspective and also a contracting perspective. So if you both would kind of want to walk through how your organization is handling AI discussions from your programs and kind of what the path forward is.
Yeah, so AI is, pretty exciting thing. I will be the first to admit that I still have a lot to learn, as I'm sure most of you all. And so, one of the things that I really like to do, and I think this is a perfect place to come, is just learn about it and talk to other people who are doing it, right? There are people who are starting to do this across the government. There's even people in the private industry that are doing it. I spend a lot of time in my job going out and just talking to those individuals. What are they doing? What are some of the best practices that they're coming up with? Share that information. We're all here in the government, most of us, and sharing is, and we just talked about it downstairs at a commerce meeting. Sharing is extremely important. We're not going to be able to do all these things on our own. And so talking to your other federal agencies that have done this before you, learning from them so you don't make those same mistakes. To me, that's extremely important. I think the other thing is, and I kind of wanted to piggyback on what you said there, is getting a good executive sponsor for this, right? A lot of this stuff, it's scary to people in the workforce, right? You do get that hashtag on there. Are we going to be replaced by it? We don't want to. People have to be able to still be able to manage this information and that data, and I think that's a big part of this. So having an executive sponsor that shares a good vision with everyone, make sure everybody's on the same page, supports you, through some of these tough questions that come up. How are we going to use this? Extremely important. So I kind of would add that to it.
So So kind of from a contracting perspective, and one of the things that we're trying to do is, I'm trying to do with us in our organization, is to learn more about this and kind of dovetailing in a different way, because one of the things that I want my staff to know enough about whatever they're buying to be able to at least ask semi-intelligent questions. We're not going to be experts in everything. We're not going to know everything about AI, but one of the things that we're focusing on this year internally is we're doing some AI training, like we've paid for and we're purchasing some AI training. The other thing that I sort of think about, and again, it kind of goes back a little bit to what is one of the concerns I always have, is that when we contract things out, that we retain enough knowledge within the government. Because that's one of the things I've seen throughout my career in various places I've worked, is it's really easy to take something and put it outside the government and say, hey, we're going to take this out, we're going to write a contract for it. And that works great. And then 5 years later, nobody knows what that contractor's been doing for 5 years. No one can write a performance work statement. The contractor may have been working, the original one was probably not that great in a lot of cases. And between the program office and the contractor that's doing it, they've sort of figured it out, and they're doing all. None of that got memorialized anywhere in the contract. So now we're back and we're trying to use the same, in some cases, either the same PWS we used the last time, or we don't have anyone to write a new one. And so that's always my concern. And when it comes to AI, I'm afraid of that. That's the leap I'm most afraid of, is just that we're going to move too much outside, and we got to retain a little bit inside so that we can at least know enough to be our program people need to know enough to be able to know what they're buying.
Segue into the next question. So both NOAA and USDA, big users of ServiceNow, doing lots of mission critical work, lots of things looking forward that you're going to be utilizing with the platform. But as any platform, whether you're from a technical perspective managing the instances, or you're from a contracting perspective, as the technology advances and knowing the government problems that we're trying to solve, how are you giving feedback to your programs and your customers within the organization to prepare for the next stage of, what we classically called IT modernization?
So I could talk about that a little bit. I come from a meteorology background, and one of the things that we did in meteorology all the time was outreach. That's really what it comes down to, is doing that outreach. Letting people know about these types of events. At the Department of Commerce, we've set up something that's a Department of Commerce ServiceNow Special Interest Group. And we get together on a regular basis. We talk about what's out there, what's coming, where we're planning on going. I love to talk roadmaps. I think that kind of stuff's fun. And we discuss that. We kind of have an open door policy as well. Always come in and say, hey, we're looking to accomplish this. That's how we met Heidi. We had fisheries that was very interested in doing some stuff in the platform, a little bit of stuff that's outside of what we've traditionally done. And so we just kind of talk about this and kind of get that word out there, share that as much as you can. I can't stress enough having a special interest group set up so that you're just sharing that on a regular basis. Quarterly meetings, here's what's coming, here's what we're looking to do, how does that impact your program? And so, that's one of the things we're going to start to see a little bit more in commerce as we get here into the spring and summer, is talking a lot about how do we want to use AI in the platform.
I'm not OCIO, I'm not any of those things. So what I'll say is, up to this point, I'm going to quote or semi-quote somebody who was at OCI. USDA has, up to this point, take a very measured approach to AI. We'll see how that changes as we move with the new administration, new focus. But so far, we've taken a very measured approach if you look at what we're doing out there. And so I think we're going to continue down that path.
Final question before we talk about how government IT and government relationships with your vendor community, how that all gains to a successful project. But before we get there, how are both of you looking? I know both of you are always concerned about return on investment, the investment that you're making in the platform, the investment that you're making from a delivery perspective. As you're focused on efficiency over the next year or moving forward, what is the plan from a platform perspective that you hope to gain that efficiency, whether it be processes, workflows, resources? How does that look long-term for efficiency?
Okay. So I want to always go first. But yeah, I mean, so we return on investment. To me, that's the hardest part of my job. So I'm the ServiceNow program manager at NOAA. Showing that return on investment it's not easy. And I've done a lot of work in my career on metrics. And so trying to measure that, it's definitely a challenge. But it's something that, I think as I've been on the platform longer and longer, I'm starting to realize there are ways to do that. You can always reach out to your ServiceNow team. They're always helpful. They have tools on how to show that. But yeah, we're definitely going to be showing some return on investment. I mean, I have two of my coworkers here. We talk daily about how it is that we can use some of these advancing technologies to maybe help us out more. Get things going to tier 0, right? Having people self-help. At NOAA, we got people that work around the clock, 24/7. So, how do we enable them to continue to do their job at night when, your typical help desk hours you're outside of your typical help desk hours? So we're looking at that. We're kind of measuring those impacts. How many things are being handled after hours? We want to try to see that. And then, some of the stuff that I'm seeing from the AI end of things, to me, it's really cool stuff. There's some things in there where instead of, Pierre and his team going and, trying to figure out what happened on the overnight, why do we have all these incidents? Having a tool in his hand where he can come in the morning and AI is like, hey, we think this happened to your system overnight, and being able to just kind of serve that up to him and give him that step, ahead in preparing to address that issue that day. I mean, that's going to save us time. It's going to get people back up and running. Doing their jobs a lot more efficiently. I know that they're looking forward for that. I probably am not moving as fast, but we're gonna get there, and I think it's really a good thing for NOAA and all of us in the government.
So I'm going to kind of return to what I said in a little bit with the first question. One of the things that we're trying to do constantly is when things are coming in is saying, well, why are we doing it this way on this one and this way on this one? I don't know, we're not technical people, but they seem really similar to us. Sort of that's sort of our approach, and I think that's probably if we have something come in and it looks like this and this other one looks like sort of the same thing to us, trying to go back and ask those questions and say, why aren't we doing this together? Why aren't we, doing one award for both these things, or why are we doing it two different ways when it looks like it's the same type of work, and then kind of serving that up to the program office to say, oh, no, they're definitely different, you just don't understand, which might be the case. But that's sort of how we approach it. When it comes to return on investment, it's really the program office that's looking at that piece of it. Our piece of it is saying, we're spending a lot of money over here, we're spending a lot of money over here for things that look like they're the same thing, and maybe we could be doing them together.
Questions that we've had at the booth and even mentioned here with the question that you read about AI taking over. We know everything's still based on relationships. So your relationship with ServiceNow, your relationship with vendors, your relationship with your government counterparts. So I think Adam is going to show us how we do the impossible with relationships we have that end up sometimes seeming pretty magical.
Thank you for having me back up. I want to work with Smit and someone that you feel close to. We discussed this earlier. I feel like you have a good relationship with Jimmy. Is that correct?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you have a good relationship with Smit. Just that Smit hit on you. That's okay.
It's a one-way relationship. Just kidding.
Jimmy, can we get you to come up on stage? Is that okay? Smit, we're going to have you stand up. And can I back you guys up just a little bit? Okay. Thank you so much. Jimmy, how you doing?
Oh,
I'm Adam Stone.
The last step. You need to mark that. Anyway.
They will. We'll get right on that. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. So how do you know Smit?
He and I worked on several projects together, deploying ServiceNow for customers.
Very good. Good to work with.
Yeah. Pleasure to
Excellent.
work with
Very good. Okay. And we haven't talked, so this is our first time meeting.
Yeah.
So you have no idea what's about to happen
I
to
have
you.
zero idea. What's
And
going
I'm
on.
sure he didn't even fill you in on anything whatsoever. Is that
No,
correct?
not
Good,
really.
good. That's what we were hoping for. So I'm going to just take these from you so you guys are set to go. And I want you both to close your eyes. And I just want you to think through all the time you guys have spent working together, either in person or virtually, however that was. I want you to take a deep breath in. Slowly let that breath out. And I want you to imagine both of you are on a new project together. You guys work very well. You link up very well together. Take a deep breath in. Let that breath out. Imagine you're communicating, you're emailing, all the things that you typically do when you are on a project. That joy that you guys have working together. One more deep breath in. Let that breath out. Almost as though you become one mind together. Now, in a moment, you may feel some kind of a touch. Keep your eyes closed for me there, Jimmy. You're doing so good. Don't fall asleep, but eyes closed for me, that would be good. In a moment, you may feel some kind of a touch. If you do, I don't want you to react to it. I just want you to pay attention to where you feel a touch. Count how many times you feel a touch. But the most important thing is that you stay in this moment together and you keep your eyes closed. Please raise your hand if you felt a touch. Hands back down. A little confusion. Let me ask again. Please raise your hand if you felt a touch anywhere. Hands back down. That's okay. Try this again. Open your eyes again. Stay in this moment where you are. So just picture, when's the last time you worked with Schmidt, Jimmy? A couple weeks ago. What were you guys working on? Concept for a new project that you're not going to tell out loud. Got it. Secret type of stuff. Excellent. Okay, I want you to imagine you're in that moment, okay? I want you to close your eyes, imagine you're in that moment, and stay right there. And I want you just to stay right there and just imagine the two of you are working together. You're linking in the way you do, okay? And if you feel now some kind of a touch, I want you to pay attention to where you feel that touch. Count how many times you feel that touch. Okay? Please raise your hand if you felt a touch. Excellent. There we go. Linked in. Hands back down. Please raise your hand if you felt more than one touch. Okay, excellent. Very good. Hands down. Please point to where you felt a touch. Excellent. Hands back down. Please point to where you felt a touch. Perfect. Hands back down. Jimmy, you can open your eyes. You can too, Smith. Jimmy, you swear you felt a touch on your nose. I guess 2 touches on your nose. You swear you did.
Yeah.
And no one put you up to that. No one asked you to say that.
Correct.
You actually felt too.
Yeah.
You can ask anybody in the audience. There's a cameraman back there as well. I have never come near you. I've been behind Smith the whole time. I did touch Smith, but once you guys linked in together, you actually felt that through Smith, through that connection that you guys have made together.
Okay.
So, yeah. You should shake hands or something at this point, I would imagine. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And for coming
Thanks,
to our session. We hope that you can realize that with ServiceNow and all of its product lines, here's our little plug for PSDS, that you can do really magical things. But most importantly, at the end of the day, it becomes of knowing one another, knowing your customers, knowing your software, knowing your partnerships to make things a success. Thank you so much for coming to our session. We are having an after party at Bobby McKee's. Come see me for a key to get in, and we'll see you tonight at 6 o'clock. Thank you so much, everybody.